everyone. Today I have a little bit of a different video. I am going to attempt to do an epoxy marble type finish to this desk I got on Facebook for free. So this is an IKEA desk and it's in really good shape. There's a few little scuff marks on the surface up here and maybe like a stain or two. Here's like the biggest scuff mark. You probably can't really see it very well. And then there's, you know, some stains like that on it. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do an epoxy top with metallic gold sides. So we will see how this turns out. And like I said, it was a free desk, and I couldn't really ask for a better free desk, to be honest. This is pretty solid. Like I said, it's from IKEA, so yeah, I know it was a little bit more expensive than being free, so this is a really good deal. So I'm going to start out by sanding the top here, and then I'll probably sand down the sides as well, at least the insides for sure, because I'm going to do a gold spray paint on the inside, and then I'm probably going to use a gold paper wrap on the outsides of it, so if there's any dripping down or anything, it won't be too noticeable. You won't really notice it on the insides like you would on the outsides. So yeah, let's get started. I'll show you what supplies I have so far. Okay, so these are the supplies that I have so far. I'm still missing the actual epoxy, and I also need a little measuring cup, but we have our torch, a primer paint, 3 different spray paints, scotch tape, a leveler, a paintbrush, and some sanding paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sand the entire desk down, and then I'm going to scotch tape and newspaper the sides of each desk after I wipe the sanding down, of course. And then we will go in with the primer and the 3 spray paints to make a marbling effect on the top of here. So after that dries, I'll probably let it dry overnight, and then I'll go pick up the epoxy, which needs to be mixed together, and I'm going to add a little bit of fine glitter so it adds like a sparkling effect to the top of the desk. So this is my first time doing a project like this, so I hope it all works out. But yeah, so let's get started. So as you can tell, I have a nice layer all scratched off of the surface here. So now what we need to do is take a dry rag and just wipe all that off and get it ready for the scotch tape. Now when I'm laying the masking tape down, I usually let it sit about 1 inch to 1/2 inch below where I'm putting the masking tape. And this allows for room for the masking tape to stick. Alright, here's for the real test. This is the primer that I am using, and it's supposed to be good for all surfaces, so let's hope this works out. And as you can see, it didn't lay down as nicely on this side as it did on this side, which is kind of ironic because I sanded this side really well, and this side it was harder to tell, and I noticed when I was wiping it off that this side didn't get sanded as well, so I think that's pretty odd. But we're gonna keep rolling with it, and I'm gonna sand it and then prime it again. Okay, now that we have that first layer all nicely sanded, we're going to go in with the second layer, and I'm probably going to have to use this whole can again, but we will see. Okay, so I don't know if it's this brand of spray paint, but this is the second can that I have gone through because this first layer took an entire can. And both cans, this spray nozzle has popped off. So just keep that in mind if you do go with this brand when you do this yourself. Okay, so the second coat of primer is all done, so that's good. So now I'm just going to wipe off this dust because it seems to collect like dust or something, or it has some type of a residue. So I'm just going to wipe that off. So now that we have a clean surface here, I'm going to be working with these 3 Rust-Oleum spray paints to create the marbled effect on the top of this desk. So the 3 colors that I have is this metallic oil rubbed bronze, it's kind of a black color I'm hoping, this white, and this metallic bright gold. So I'm hoping that the 3 of these together will make a really cool pattern. Okay, so my camera died, so I'm using my phone, but this is what has happened to the table since I turned the camera off. I'll get the epoxy tomorrow, and maybe I'll even add like 2 layers of epoxy, so, well, I'm going to anyways, because 1 layer is going to have glitter in it, so maybe I'll add some more veins and colors when I get the glitter epoxy layer down. So we will see what tomorrow brings, but this is what we are working with tonight. Okay, I'm getting ready to really start the magic on this table. So this step is going to really help the marble effect look more natural and put together rather than just all this spray paint all over the place. This is just the base coat, so if you do see through the epoxy, then you'll see something beautiful and something that looks more natural. Okay, so I've got my spray paints, and I did pick up a new, another Rust-Oleum metallic spray paint, and let's see, what is this called? I don't know, I'm not seeing a name on it, but it looks like this, and the cap is a nice rusty color, so I think this should add some fun characteristics to the project. Okay, so I've got my torch that we found out last night works. I picked up this stuff today, and I do believe that this is what I'm looking for. It comes in 2 pieces, the resin and the hardener, so that's what we need. I have some alcohol here to create some more of that marbly effect. I'm going to add some glitter. This is some really fine glitter. I think I'm going to add a mixture of this rainbow, gold, and silver. We'll see. I've got my paintbrush to chop up the top and get everything laid out nicely. This to move around the epoxy to begin with. And this to stir everything and to create veins. And I learned all of these techniques from Stone Coat Countertops on YouTube, and they also have a Facebook page and their own website. So I will link their information in the description box below, so you can go check them out and learn how to do all this fun stuff yourself from the actual pros who have done this multiple times. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we need to do is mix all of this stuff up. So let me clear off the table a little bit and we will get started. Okay, so the first step is to mix the resin and the hardener separately for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to do 3 minutes because I've never done this before and I don't know how time sensitive it is. So I have my stopwatch set here for 3 minutes, and I'm going to pour the solution into the first bucket. I'm going to start with the resin. I'm going to hit start, and I'm going to continuously stir this until the timer goes out. Alright, time is up. Alright, there is the resin. Okay, now for the hardener. And I'm going to mix this in the bigger container because the resin will be dumped into this container after we're done mixing this together. Once again, the timer is set for 3 minutes, not hours. Start and mix. Okay, there's the timer. Now we mix both of these together, and we can add the glitter at this time too. Okay, so for my glitters, I have this iridescent glitter. I have no idea how well this is going to turn up on camera, but it's really pretty. And then I have a plain Jane silver glitter and a really beautiful plain gold. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of all of these in here because in my research I heard that a little bit of glitter goes a long ways, and I don't want it to be a full packed glitter table. I just want it to have some glitter accents in it. Plus, if I want to add more glitter later, I'll have the glitter to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to pour a little bit of glitter. Because I kind of want this to look almost like a galaxy rock. And this is nice fine glitter, so it hopefully won't stick up on the table too much. Okay, timer is set again for 3 minutes. Start. And now we will mix all of this together, the glitter and the resin and the hardener. Wow, even though the lighting in here isn't that great, I can already tell that this is going to be really, really pretty. And I'm glad I did some research on this, because now I know that this is going to turn kind of a milky color when you mix it all together. However, once you pour it out onto the surface, it does clear up, and it will eventually dry clear as well. Okay, and there goes the timer. Okay, so now that we have this all mixed together and set nicely, we do have to work pretty quickly because this stuff hardens pretty quick. So like within the next hour, we need to be done working on this. No messing around here. And we can't leave it in the bucket here for too long because it'll heat up, and that's just not good. So I already have this little spatula thing out and ready to go to help me smooth everything out. So let's get started. I am going to pour most of it out, all in the center, so I can move it around. I did leave just a tiny smidgen in here so I can maybe make some other effects later on. I've seen that done before, so I think leaving a little bit in the container isn't going to hurt too much. Also, I'm in my garage and it's raining, so if you can hear that, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to be fast forwarding through most of this, so hopefully all you'll hear is just some awesome music. So basically what I'm doing now is just moving all of the liquid, or all of the epoxy around, and I'm not quite getting to the edges just yet. I'm just moving it around in the middle. This way, if anything isn't blended as well as I would hope it to be, it will blend now. Okay, so now I've got my paintbrush, and I've already, pulled on it to make sure all the bristles are off and you're not going to leave anything in the epoxy. I'm just going to kind of take some of this off of here. Okay, so now I'm going to start by chopping the top of this to get rid of any trail marks that we may have left with the squeegee thing. Now I'm basically just taking the brush and smoothing out all of the edges. Now I'm going to start making some more veins and trails with this. This was the metallic oil rubbed bronze that we used. It's the darker color everywhere. Now I'm going to add some of this bronzy color just to see what kind of effects we can do with this. Oh yeah, I really like that. That's really pretty. Now I'm going to go in with that white and just kind of mist that everywhere again. I'm going to do this just by spraying some spray paint right on the brush here. And I'm going to make a vein that goes Alright, now I'm going to go in with the white. And I'm just using the same paint mixer here because all the colors are going to mix together anyway. And now I'm going to run some copper through it. Okay, so I think I want to do another vein somewhere on here. Oh, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing on camera, I guess. Here, I'll give you a close-up of what's happening so far. So far we have one vein in the marble effect. And it's not quite done just yet. And then I'm going to do some alcohol staining on it as well. And that will really help with the, it'll kind of make it look like it's breaking up and like, I don't really know how else to explain it, but it looks really awesome. So I'm going to try that. So I'm just going to spray the alcohol right around here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this gold spray paint and I'm going to apply it right over the alcohol. And this is going to kind of make like a rippling effect. It's going to be really cool. So I'm going to try spraying it first on this side and then spray the alcohol down. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to pour a little tiny drizzle of the clear right down the center of this. Okay, so I'm having a little bit of an issue with the fact that everywhere I put the alcohol is kind of denting in, and in my research it's kind of hard to tell. But okay, so anyways, this is what the desk looks like. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty real. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more gold over here because I don't like this chunk right here. But I'm pretty in love with the rest of it. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of gold right here and some glitter, and we'll call it good. Okay, so I have a variety of glitter in my hand, and I am going to attempt to blow it onto this canvas to make it a little bit more glittery. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start torching it.